going on, everybody? This is Bobby G, aka Bobby Bookworm, back again. Normally I don't come on Sundays, but this is an exception, and I decided that I'm going to do something that I really haven't done this past year and a half that I usually do sometimes, which is Rosh Chodesh, which starts today and goes on through tomorrow. And I think I'm going to start doing this every month, which is not always going to be on Sunday, but Rosh Chodesh, for those who don't know, means head of the new moon. And head of the new moon is to be a new month. New moon, usually there's no moon in the sky. Depending where you at, it may be cloudy, you may not be able to observe it, but usually if the sky is clear enough, you can go out at night and witness at sunset that there's no moon, and that way you know that there's no moon. And it's a new month. And it's one of the things that they do every month, and what this is to recognize on the Jewish calendar when there's a new month and where we are in the year throughout the time. For those of you who don't know, I'm a Messianic, aka a Messianic Jew, aka Jewish Christian. Sometimes the phrases are used interchangeably, sometimes not, depending on the degree of observance. And whenever I do this, from here on out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my talit. I have two. This particular one was a gift, on Chanukah when I was living in Chicago and part of a Messianic congregation, so this one kind of has some sentimental value to me. But Rosh Chodesh, again, is to say where we're at in the year. And we are in Rosh Chodesh Elul. Elul is the last month on the Jewish calendar before New Year, at which time you'll have what's known as Rosh Hashanah, which is head of the year, which is, there are two different calendars in Jewish culture. There is the civil calendar, which is what we're in right now, which is the last month of the civil calendar, which ends with Elul 29, and then we go into what's known as Rosh Hashanah, and from there we go to Yom Kippur shortly thereafter, and the Feast of Sukkot, but that is for another time. And I might start doing the feasts as well. Right now, we also have the, before I forget, the religious calendar, which starts and ends with Pesach or Passover, when we come into those months, and that goes with the month of Aviv, which is currently known as the month of Nisan. So there are two different calendars, and I'll try to explain that in due time. For Rosh Chodesh, there's two particular scriptures that are read, unless it's on Shabbat. If a new moon falls off of Shabbat or off of Saturday, then we only have two scriptures, but if there is a Rosh Chodesh on Shabbat, then we usually have at least three and sometimes four, depending on, where we are in the month, depending on whether we have a high holy day or festival or what have you. The scriptures for today, for the usual Rosh Chodesh, are Numbers chapter 28, verses 1 through 15, and 1 Peter chapter 2, verses 4 through 10. And these are fixed for every Rosh Chodesh. Like I said, the only addition or the only change would be is if it falls on a Shabbat or if it falls on holy days or a particular festival. And this particular passage, chapters 28 and 29, we have basically the Moadim, which are the appointed times, but we're only going through verses 1 through 15, which include just general appointed times. Includes Shabbat rest, which happens every Shabbat or every Saturday, which, as you know, I do my Saturday spiel on Shabbat. That's my usual thing that I do for Shabbat. We also have Rosh Chodesh as well, which is the new moon. And there are other festivals, and we'll get into those in due time. But the other one is that 1 Peter chapter 2, verses 4 through 10. And in both cases it talks about sacrifices, but the difference between the Old and the New is that in the Old Testament and the Torah, it is sacrifices for a temple or tabernacle, because that's where they were at the time in the wilderness, and later on in the temple of Solomon and of Herod, But Jesus eventually changed that, and now we're supposed to be living sacrifices, and that's where we're supposed to present ourselves to Yeshua, Messiah Yeshua, Jesus. And that's where things change. And they also point out in Peter that there are appointed times for everything and everyone. And so everything has a time and a season. We were talking about that in the last episode of Reality Check, which sadly we didn't get to save, which could be because of a shadow ban. I don't know. That's my suspicion, given that's happened twice now. But that's an aside. But I would strongly recommend, if you get a chance, go to chosenpeopleministries.com. They're not sponsoring me for this, by the way. I'm just letting you know. chosenpeopleministries.com, and you can order a calendar there for the next year. I'm planning to, because it's about that time to get a new calendar, so I can keep track of things, of different holidays and such, and it'll help you keep track of the different portions, and it'll help you keep track of different things. But I just wanted to put this out there as a starter for what's going to be something new to my channel and on YouTube, as well as on Instagram, for those who are watching this on Instagram. And this will be a thing. Like I said, it won't always be on a Sunday, but it will be during the new moon. It will be during Rosh Chodesh is when these will come up, and you'll probably see me looking like this in some form or fashion. I just wanted to give you guys that. This is for this month, and I'll see you guys probably in the not too distant future, Lord willing. Peace.